Now, what we have done in our company is we have done a whole set of software. This is guest service and then reservation and operation reliability and control, right? So the first one we have here is a concierge module. Basically, we have so much turnover in the Bell and concierge, and we just keep track, the knowledge goes with the concierge, so we got a bit tired of that. So we now develop a program where the front office was sit with the Bell and download most of the data he have of where to go, what to do, and this is downloaded in a database. Now, it doesn't replace the concierge, but when the new concierge come, at least he know what are the things that people will ask for, and all you have to do is go to this restaurant, you just print out, including a Google map, and give it to the customer. So the person then only have to handle the service delivery. That's not the thing we do. Yeah. The next one is we have also for left parcels. Again, this is a lot of problem. Parcels left with us, we can't keep track of it. We don't know where it is. So again, we just did a fairly software to store them, and then even who should be picking it up. And eventually, when the person pick up, we take a receipt for it, so it doesn't get lost in all the small things that the front office has to do. And this same software actually also handle left luggage. And then also for lost and found, again, it's on our database, so that anybody in the network, if somebody call and say, I lost my camera, they can just go to our database and see, did we find it or not? So again, make it simple for that every person can respond to the customer in a very, very timely way. Guest request. Okay, one of the things that I struggle and I complain a lot in hotels from 5-star down to 1-star is that I stay in a room, I ask for, say, something, and it's not delivered. And truthfully, management don't know about it. All right? So again, we have developed a software. Currently, it's by walkie-talkie. Eventually, we interface with iPad through the Wi-Fi, so the delivery can be logged immediately. It's basically when you say, for example, you ask for a towel, from the time you call down until it's delivered, the time log starts, and we have a standard time of, let's say, example, 10 minutes. Roughly at 2/3 of the time, the system will pop up to the service provider and to call the deliverer and say, are you on time to deliver the towel? And if that person cannot deliver within the promised time, there's a contingency plan. During the balance 1/3, he can quickly send somebody with the towel to the same room. Yeah. And if the delivery exceeds the standard time at the end of the transaction, email then goes up to say if it's a towel, to the housekeeper and the GM to say that we did not keep to our promised time with this customer, and there need to be a customer delivery. Right. So this is how it's written. And from there, we then collect performance data. As a company, we pay bonus every 3 months, and we are very specific about KPIs. So these are the things we are keeping KPIs. So over a 3-month period, we can collect this person delivering this item or this series of items, how many times he missed that line. So it is then linked to performance bonus. So when we have something like that, the staff basically manage themselves. That's what we want. So we don't waste management time managing him. Right. Web reservation, this is something I actually built out of frustration. I dealt with 2 suppliers and have a lot of problem, and so we added a dynamic programming. We also added a lot of management reports which we could not get from a third-party supplier. And then finally, now our system allow us for quotation to go out by email, and the customer can pay for his meeting and seminar by credit card and clear to us. And we are in the midst of developing the restaurant reservation program to be linked to this system. Right. Now, in the operational reliability program, one of the frustrations we have is that we train a night auditor. Basically, they do cash count and things like that. It takes 2-3 weeks to train him, and then we are unable to find out whether he's doing a good job or not good job until too late. Right. So what we have done is design this night and income audit module. Basically, the night auditor goes through and then key in all what he's supposed to do to make sure night audit is balanced, cash count is balanced, right? And then the same platform is used by the income auditor to verify that everything's in order. And the cash count must then go all the way to the bank-in slip into the bank. So we control cash. And since we have this, we don't have a cash missing issue de facto anymore. Yeah. But again, all our software are designed with making sure that reliability is there. So in this system, the default time is 4 a.m. So if the night auditor does not finish his night audit work of cash counting, etc., do whatever he needs to do by 4 a.m., email come out to his boss and the GM to say that night audit was not done on time. So this alert immediately. Yeah. Now, so again, this enable us to keep track of the performance of the night auditor. And then finally, we only take 3 days to train a night auditor now. And we can take a very junior person. In a lot of hotels, we only have 1 staff at the front overnight. And he does everything. Some of you also do that because we are economy sector, right, for example. Even 4-star, we are doing that now, right? So that gives us a lot of efficiency at the back. We also have a lot of task lists. We have a program of task lists so that on regular basis, what is your schedule for the whole day? And say 8, you must do this, 9, you must do this throughout the whole day. And then currently it's PC based. We are writing the interface. We have decided to go on the Apple wall. So all this will pop up to say, for example, at 10 a.m. you must do cash count. 9:45 it will pop up and say you must start cash count in 15 minutes time. And the result of all his work is key in so that report is then generated immediately. So that's the direction we are heading. Yeah. And fundamentally, it can be used by any task, any department. Yeah. Again, we have not written the performance evaluation model on this package yet because we have too many software we are developing, but eventually it will come. Then we have a lot of housekeeping one-off assignment. The one-off assignment is like we give the housekeeper the assignment. Again, keep track of time, keep track of completion time, whether it is done on time or not. So again, we have too many people floating around the hotel, and that's all about making sure that people are productive. All right. On inventory, this is also partly done out of frustration because we evaluate a lot of inventory packages and it doesn't have what we want because we are doing standard costing in all our F&B area. So we developed this program which is bar-coded, so we can have as many stores as we want in the whole hotel. And let's say the maid also has a store, housekeeping, whatever store we have a separate system, and eventually all this will be linked up through a bar-coding system so that costing to the accounts department will be timely. So that's, okay. And the other thing that linked to this, we are redesigning the workflow in all the kitchens so that we are moving towards a meal-by-meal period accounting, cost accounting, because say after breakfast at 11, there should be a meeting of what was the breakfast cost. After lunch and after dinner, because currently most of us only get the costing at the end of the month, but on Friday, there was one gentleman, he's much ahead of the game. He has his costing daily for F&B, which is excellent. But we feel that if we don't go to meal-by-meal costing, we really can't analyze what went wrong. Because by the time everything gets jumbled up and we can't identify who is accountable. Yeah. Okay. This is a program we were running on a spreadsheet for about 4 years, trying to debug everything. And finally, this went online at the last Ramadan. Because one of the problems we find in any buffet promotion in F&B is that actually there's a tremendous lack of planning. They don't plan well enough. So we sat down, we brainstormed and said, what are all the elements you need to, of operation you need to plan before you start the promotion? All these are now added in, including predicting what is the possible number of guests you should expect that day. And that number of guest arrival, then we break it down further to which salesperson must bring in how many guests to make sure the target is met. So the forecasting is done, assignment is done, and then day to day we measure. And it also have an assignment of what you evaluate, what move and don't move. At the end, at 10:30, there's a summary meeting for the day, including looking at food costs and what went wrong for the day and what went out of, what was the variance, so that the next day you can adjust quite quickly. And I find that while doing that now, all my F&B people, they must plan. They have no choice. Yeah, so, we also, we have meters in all our various profit centers. And we get an 8 a.m. reading, and we have a regression analysis on our all our utility consumption, so that the GM can find out that yesterday consumption was low. Good job. What happened? Can we learn anything from it? If the consumption was way above, then we say, oh, somebody forgot to turn off electricity or whatever. You can find out what went wrong and corrective action taken. So this way, this allows them to keep costs, especially utilities. As you know, utilities is one of my main costs in the hotel, within that range. Yeah. And then this is a program we started. We went into implementation about 6 months ago. It's again partly developed out of frustration. You know, you assign somebody a job and he doesn't come back. Anyone has that problem? I think we all do. So what we have done is, at first we developed it for housekeeping and maintenance, but now it can be used in any situation. In other words, if I give somebody assignment, he will receive the assignment, he must click accept deadline or negotiate new deadline. So this go on a couple of times, and if he doesn't report to you, his boss is in the loop, his boss set the deadline, because the boss must set the deadline. And subsequently, if the assignment is more than a week, every Friday at midnight, email pop up to the assignee to say that click I'm on time and update the last 7 days what you did, or click I may be late and what is the reason. So eventually all this will come to a desktop to say that that is a yellow amber light or a red light, so that the GM can know, hey, this is an area I need to look at, right? Now, linked to that is that after every assignment, we have evaluation. The person who assign or request us must rate the performance of that job, and then the boss also does it, and then we have a QA process that verify whether the process is fair or not. Yeah, and again, we are getting performance appraisal for the sake of KPIs again, right? Because overall, as a company, we believe that, you know, if you don't measure something, you can't control it, you can't manage it. So everything starts with a lot of control. But now our software are moving towards, the things we are developing are moving towards managing more senior people. So once this is running well, the idea is to have another module on top. Say, for example, you can plan the advertising and promotion project. It can be design the flyer, design all these things, so that this can become a project management tool, which subsequently can be linked to something like Microsoft Project for project scheduling. Yeah, so this is what we are working on. So the impact for us is very simple. Programs are keeping track of tasks and assignments. In other words, the program keeps track of you. We don't have to waste our time keeping track. And for me, I'm converting every assignment coming from me on this system, because I know I don't have to worry about it. Now I keep track of 150 task lists that I've assigned to people, and sometimes I completely forget about it, right? Number two is, so because of that, our time is relieved to just concentrate on strategic issues. And performance appraisal are built into the system, and overall we can manage with less overhead, and we are not really scared of turnovers. Yeah. Now, I think these are all our slides, but what I want to emphasize is that over the last 8 years, you heard service is very important, but because we do a lot of back end to ensure service is good, out of our 7 hotels, 6 were either winners or top 3 in the category for service award in Malaysia. Thank you.
For the technology.
Yeah.
One. Okay, Christophe.
Yes, thank you. Quite an impressive showcase. The system is deployed on a property basis, per property basis, or it's a corporate system that branches out to the to each property?
It is at the property level. Yeah, it's done at the property level because I don't want to control. But from head office, certain type of reports is copied to me. So at the beginning, I normally get all the reports I get. Then I said, I don't need this anymore. So it's better to go that way. So right now, for all the system, every report goes to the GM. Then over time, he decides, I don't need to look at this. I need to look at it. But it's customary well. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to know, how do you measure the return on investment?
Okay, I don't have a software to do that. Well, that subject is huge, and if you have been in my master class, I cover that area, because return on investment for your hotel actually starts with how much you spend for your hotel, right? So in the design of hotel, in the time of, there are many things you have to avoid, because I do value engineering. The hotel we are opening in in fact, January in Putrajaya is 382 rooms. Banqueting is 1,100 seater. It's an economy hotel. By value engineering, I saved the owner $2.5 million US. Okay, of course, they didn't pay me anywhere near that, but so there are certain things you got to avoid when that is the investment part. You got to avoid, but there are many other things which I cover in my master class: timing, location, what brand you should have for that location, etc., etc. So we need to talk the whole day, and I don't have that time.